My 25 female fiancé 29 male became upset when he heard that I have done sex acts with exes that I don't want to try with him. I have been together with John for 3 years in total and we've had a great run so far. Even from early on I thought he could be the one. So I happily said yes when he asked me to marry him a few months ago. Although wedding planning has been put on the back burner for now by the virus. I thought things were great. But suddenly, I feel like we are at a serious impasse that has made things very tense between us. With restrictions in our state winding down, we finally hosted a small get-together, which mostly included friends I had from college. I think with all the recent stress we all went a bit out and the booze was flowing freely. At one point we had a party game of sorts where the topic became kind of sexual. I don't want to get too explicit. But basically it came up whether I had ever had butt stuff. I didn't feel comfortable answering. But a friend of mine who was super wasted blurted out that I did it with X and Y. I was super mad that she violated my privacy like that. But didn't want to ruin the party and we kind of laughed it off and moved on. I thought that was it. But later that night I could tell that John seemed very upset and I asked him what was wrong. We had never really discussed our sexual history. And frankly I thought we both preferred it that way. But now John asked me very probing questions. For example, how many guys I had butt stuff with. I was reluctant, but answered honestly that it was about 8. He also asked me about some other acts I had done that I don't want to get into. Then we came to the real issue. He said he felt upset that I had butt stuff with all those guys, but refused to try it with him. It's true that he asked before and I said it's not something I want to do. Which is true. I'm not sure how to explain it. But the act feels kind of degrading to me. I kind of enjoyed doing it in a wilder phase of my life because there was this appeal of trying something more taboo. But only with casual partners. But I don't want a man I love and respect so much and who respects me to do that to me. The idea just sounds completely off-putting to me. I tried to explain how I felt to John but he did not see it that way. He said some hurtful things during that conversation. He knew I briefly had a thing with a baseball player in college and he said how I was happy getting on my hand and knees to get butt banged by a left fielder but suddenly became a prude for me. He realized he went too far and apologized immediately. But the tension between us remained palpable. We haven't been intimate since this fight if you can call it that and I am not sure how to get past this. Has anyone dealt with anything similar? How can try to explain to John that it's not that I don't love him less and find him attractive. It's just that I'm a different person now and the kinds of things that seemed fun in my crazier college days are not something I want to repeat in a committed relationship. TLDR. Fiancé discovered that I engaged in butt stuff in previous casual relationships and is upset that I refused to do it with him. I am trying to figure out how to explain to him that this is just not act I can see myself doing with my future husband because I now see it as kind of degrading. Update. Unfortunately I don't have a happy update. As the title says. But I am grateful for all the advice I got. I took some time to reflect and see things from John's perspective. I understood how the revelation of my history may have made him question things and make him feel that I didn't value him as much as other partners. Which was 100% not true and not how I wanted him to feel. I had another talk with John and said that if he wanted for us to incorporate butt stuff into our sex life I would be willing to give it a try and he agreed. But not with as much enthusiasm as I expect. To be honest, I was very uncomfortable with the idea for reasons I explained in my previous post. But thought I could get over it for the sake of salvaging our relationship. The experience was awful. I thought I was okay with it. But felt this strange sadness that John was doing this to me. In the past John had been very romantic and caring. But this time he was almost robotic. When he must have seen I was feeling distressed. After he finished I went to shower and then just cried. I guess at that point I realized that our relationship was over. We had one last candid discussion to kind of put it all out there. John apologized for how he acted and basically said that without wanting to his perception of me had changed when I described my past. He said he had built up this image of me based on the person he knew but that image kind of shattered after hearing about my promiscuity in college and how I had been more adventurous with other guys. He said he was sorry. That he tried to get over it. But somehow he just couldn't. The silver lining is that at least at the end we parted ways on a civil note. John was kind and helpful and helped me move out to a friend's apartment who had a spare room I am now renting. I would be lying if I said that I am really okay with the situation. Since it's been nothing less than disorienting. This was by far the best relationship I ever had and I am still struggling to figure out how it just kind of crumbled so suddenly. Fortunately my friends have been very supportive and my workplace is opening up again. So at least I can take my mind off of the relationship and move on with my life. Story 2. My girlfriend is accusing me of being gay because I didn't cheat on her. So we've been together for about 2 years now. She's always been the jealous type, but it's never bothered me because I'm not a very social person, so I never felt she would have a reason to be jealous. She knows my schedule and I have the Life 360 app on my phone, so she knows my location at all times. I have this app because one day my father got into a car accident in a remote area and it saved his life. According to my GF, women often hit on me. I really don't believe that is the case because I'm an average looking dude and don't put myself out there like that. But she insists this is the case. She has made multiple attempts to catfish me. She tried Facebook, but I won't accept a friend request or message from someone I don't know. She tried Instagram and it was the same. So then she tried Reddit, where I'm likely to respond to a message from a stranger. It was painfully obvious what she was trying to do. I've been using Reddit for a decade and know what normal behavior looks like. She sent me a message like, "I saw your post and you're so funny. Do you want to hook up? I live in your city," and attached a picture of an attractive woman. I knew it was BS and just replied, "You're not fooling anyone." The rest of the day she gave me the cold shoulder and had an attitude. When called her out, she said if you were a real man you wouldn't have even responded to the message. I handed her my phone and passcode and told her she can search everything. She did. She gave it back to me about an hour later. At this point I asked, "Did you find what you were looking for?" While laughing. Now she is accusing me of being gay. She didn't find any messages between me and other women. My search history is mostly about the shows I watch and recipes I want to cook. Also some medical questions about my pets. She said if I'm not seeking out other women I must be gay. What the hell am I supposed to do? I did nothing wrong and somehow I'm still the bad guy. She told me to leave my house the day before Christmas because she doesn't want to see me. Also called her family and said I'm gay, and now her brother wants to fight me. Update. Woke up to a bunch of texts. She apologized. I told her I'm done with this. I kind of had my mind made up last night, but for some reason writing it down felt therapeutic. Merry Christmas. Reddit.